Hello YouTube, how's everyone doing? It's Professional here. Welcome back to my playthrough of Mafia Definitive Edition. I hope that you guys are enjoying this series. Let's continue from where we left off here. If you guys are enjoying this series, do drop a like. It does help the series out a lot. Now, I want to say something starting off right here. This chapter's name is actually historical. The name of this chapter is actually called Great Deal, but it's actually a reference to the New Deal, which actually was passed in the exact same year, 1933, by Franklin Delano Roosevelt. Now, the New Deal is FDR's, the biggest legislation that he's known for, and what the New Deal basically did was it created unemployment aid. So for people who had lost their jobs, they could get aid from the government. It created a lot more public works projects, putting a lot of people to work in construction companies for the government. It also created the Security Exchange Commission, the SEC, and the purpose of the SEC was basically to prevent something like the stock market crash of 1929 from ever happening again. Basically, what the SEC is, it's a government federal agency that monitors the stock market, checks the stock market for fraud, and makes sure that we don't have horrible crashes like what happened with 1929. But most famously, what the New Deal is known for is it's known for Social Security. Social Security came about from the New Deal, and Social Security still exists today. And Social Security, basically, to sum it up in the U.S., it is your retirement. That is what it is you pay into it, your entire life. And the idea of it is that when you retire, that you will have that Social Security money for you, so that you can have a comfortable retirement.
This is the last of the good stuff, boss.
I know. Some of those bottles I've had for 10 years. But we gotta make payroll. Get it out of here.
You've heard him. Load it up.
Good to see you, boys.
Boss, any word on a job I pulled with Salvatore?
You did fine, Tom. Galati's got nothing on us now. We bought some time. At least until the money runs out.
Don't go selling off the farm yet, boss.
Sam says you worked out an angle.
Yeah, and you're gonna love it. We make a few bucks and knock out a couple of Morello's teeth, too.
Okay, what's the rumpus?
A couple of weeks ago, I'm relaxing in the cigar lounge at the Blue Tropics.
Where?
Some small-time whorehouse. It's just a couple of closets with some mattresses on the floor.
It's a gentleman's club. They got a bar and everything. Anyways, one of the Johns is south, and he's crying to the madam about all his troubles. He catches my ear on account of his goofy accent. He's going on and on about how he just landed this huge payday. But the goons he's working for are already twisting his arm, and he's got the busted nose to show for it.
You pick up his tab?
Hell no. But I walked him out of the place, took him to the diner around the corner to sober up. We get to talking. Turns out his name is Gates. He's this hick up from Kentucky.
Moonshiner?
Better. His pop's got a couple of real distilleries, and I'll give you one guess as to their exclusive buyer around these parts.
Morello.
And you think he wants to burn bridges?
Oh yeah, I've been working him steady, boss. He's bringing up another shipment tonight, but he's got his entire crew ready to roll over. All we gotta do is make it look like a proper heist.
I don't know, Polly. You really trust this guy?
He's got no love for Morello, I'll tell you that. Not like we got a lot of options here. We'll be cutting up the last beam pretty soon, boss.
What do you think, Tom?
We need to replace the Canadian. If Polly says this Gates can do that, I'm in.
Where's the meat?
The big parking garage downtown.
Okay, do it. But you better not be playing grab ass this time. You take Carlo and Little Bill with you.
Sure thing, boss.
Once you have the truck, drive it back here.
We won't let you down, boss.
Don't make me regret giving you some time out there in the streets with the guys, Carlo.
You don't have to worry about me.
I know I don't. Tommy does that for me.
I'll keep your drivers safe, boss.
Buona fortuna, boys.
Sam and Little Bill said to meet him downtown.
Now, about this part, there's some things that you can actually notice in this mission early on. Just checking if there's any collectibles here in this part. I don't think so, but yeah, this is Salieri's warehouse. I think that really is the only time in the game where you actually get to explore it. Make sure to pay attention to Carlo's dialogue in this.
Looking kind of like you shit yourself. Ah, get bent. Big moment, huh? Finally you're running with the pack.
Listen, I spend more time with a Don than all of you put together.
Sure. Sat out on the road waiting until he's finished with his broad.
If you don't want me to come, I won't. It's fine. Boss doesn't have to know.
Nah, you're coming. The boss said you're coming. Just, you got a face like you're being taken for an airing. I don't want Gates thinking we're frails.
Why is Gates sour on Morello anyways?
First time Gates pulled in with his trucks, Morello decided to change up the terms. The big guy himself popped him in the nose as part of their renegotiation.
His nose is gonna get more than a pop if Morello hears we're involved.
That's why we're pretending to stick him up. Then he'll go back to his pop and tell a sob story about being robbed at gunpoint. He'll convince his old man that Morello can't protect the merchandise. They'll need to find a new buyer out here, and he's heard of a stand-up guy named Salieri.
This plan is some bullshit, Tom. Paulie told it to me yesterday, and somehow it's gotten worse.
Hey, when you get a lead for the boss, and you don't just drive him places, then you get to pick holes. Till then, shut your damn mouth.
Whatever helps you sleep. When Morello tracks you down, don't come crying to me.
You serious? You actually serious?
Fellas, knock it off. Christ.
So about this, there is actually some important dialogue there and some foreshadowing there. So notice how Carlo does not want to go. He doesn't want to show up, doesn't want to go with them. He's like, you know, you can just drop me off. I don't have to go with you guys, stuff like that. And then he says later on is, you know, Paulie told me about this plan yesterday. That's very important to keep that in mind about that dialogue that he made.
I do a lot of deals here. Parking attendant don't ask for much dough. Always closes up shop till I'm done.
Okay, we're good. Gates is waiting up on the top floor.
Parking attendant there. They pay the parking attendants to not let anybody else in the parking lot during the deal. Man, this game's graphics are so good.
Place seems clear so far.
Only people with cars are people with jobs. 9 to 5, place is deserted.
Well, we got jobs and we're here.
That kind of a job, sure.
Anything else we need to know about Gates, Paulie?
Only that he's got a bust-up nose and crates full of the good stuff.
Our kind of guy.
Our kind of guy. Park up over there.
Paulie, good to see you, pal.
Yeah, you too, Gates.
Well, I hope you all have good taste in whiskey.
I ain't really the expert here. Tommy.
Oh, yeah. It's fine. Your first payment. If the Don's impressed, he'll finance more runs.
And each one's gonna be bigger than the last. We're all gonna be rich, boys.
Well, we are always happy to do business with good folks like Don Salieri. Please, give him my regards.
Sure thing. Now we just gotta conclude this transaction.
Oh, damn it, Paulie! No! It's okay. Oh,
What? I told you we gotta make it look like a proper robbery.
damn thing's gonna be crooked by the time I'm done with this city.
Don't worry, pal. It all the dough you're raking in, you're gonna be able to pay for a new one. Watch out! God damn it!
Remember what I said about Carlo's dialogue? How did they know this deal was here?
How the hell did they know about this?
Because you always shoot your mouth off.
Gates took a bullet.
Notice how Carlo's in the back here not even helping.
This ain't as bad as it looks. Now take the booze and get. My guys will come for me. Now go, go, go! So long as you guys clear him out up ahead, I'll be safe here with the little guy.
Carlo, in the cab with me. You know you dead. Tommy, check for more of them. This thing ain't over. Come on,
Also,
I'll back
this, the remake of this mission is a lot better than the original, because in the original, Gates didn't really have a country accent, and on top of that is that, Gates also dies in the original, where in this one he actually ends up surviving, but the backstory behind Gates is actually a little bit better in the remake than in the original. Okay. Gotta cover the truck.
We got more of them.
Get over here now! The rest of their crew's coming in! They got backed up! There's no way to these guys! There's more! Gotta reload! Get these guys off! Hearts, huh? Fast off me!
And you have to clear these guys out quickly, and the reason you gotta do that is because they're damaging the truck. Damn this. There we go.
Truck's moving.
Doing pretty good so far. Okay.
Over here! The truck can't get through this! We gotta put it out! Look for extinguishers or something! I see fire sprinklers up on the ceiling! We need to turn them on! There's gotta be a valve to turn someplace! Is there a way through this fence? That's the last of them.
Look at all the blood.
Grenades, okay. Pineapple grenades, but they weren't actually, in this time period, the pineapple grenades actually were not painted green. They were actually painted originally yellow. That's what they were painted. But the US military early on in the war, when they used them against the Japanese in a very green environment, and they realized having yellow grenades was not a good idea because it gave your uniform away. That's why they were painted green later on.
was intense. I feel flames in my face. Christ.
Stay close and keep moving,
Oh, crap.
fellas. Keep the boost safe. I'll move the truck with you. You see more, you shoot him.
Knew this wasn't over.
Guy, over here.
Use these. There we go. Okay, one down.
Gotta reload.
Crap.
Right here. We're clear. Get the truck out of here. Okay, we're getting out of here.
Follow him close. I know Morello, he'll have guys on the streets. Lots of guys.
And also, a little thing, if you actually go in here, you can actually find that the parking attendant is dead. They shot him too.
Grab a set of wheels and watch my back.
Sure thing.
How the hell did Morello hear about my deal?
All kinds of beefers in this city. For now, let's get the booze back to the warehouse and try not to die.
I knew it! We got more guys on us!
Okay, let's slow them down some.
Hit him where it hurts!
We gotta protect Sam's truck here. Another car disabled.
Morello sent more guys after us!
Another motor coming after the booze truck.
There we go. Police roadblock, okay. Getting good with this driving and shooting.
Sam's going through the Hooverville!
Okay, now this, I want to pause this for a moment here. I just want to talk about this. This is the Hooverville that you're driving through here, and this is what I like about this game. As somebody who likes history a lot, I do like the amount of historical accuracy that developers put into this, especially in this time period in Chicago, because that's what Lost Heaven is supposed to be, is that you would have seen definitely Hoovervilles. And Hoovervilles, they were basically shanty towns during the Great Depression. Now, in America, the population in America at this time in the 30s was about 120 million people. And so about 2% of the U.S. population actually lived in Hooverville. Think about that. 2% of all Americans actually lived in these shanty towns. And that was about, like, I think close to 2 to 3 million people, possibly 4 million people. If you count all the homeless people as well, it's actually going to go up a few million more. And people, what they also did is they also lived in freight trains a lot during the Depression. So there's people that would, even kids, homeless teenagers with no parents, orphans that would actually sit on these trains and, go from town to town and beg for money. People didn't have any work. 25% of the entire population this time in 1933 was out of work. It was one of the worst economic, times in American history. It was, you think the 2008 recession was bad. This was basically, a whole other level. And, about the Hoovervilles, the shanty towns. The Hoovervilles were built mostly on public land. So they were built mostly on, parks, any land that the government owned, sometimes on abandoned parking lots, places like that. And while, the thing about Hoovervilles is the reason that the government did not, throw the people off the land, even though a lot of times it was public land, is because no politician wanted to be the guy to actually throw people off the land. These were people that were homeless, and they basically built these shacks so that they could live in them. And if people basically, if the government had just, went in and just threw people out of these, these Hoovervilles, what would happen is they would just end up becoming homeless, and also it would look very bad politically. So if any politician, cleared them out, it would look really bad politically, for them. Just basically throwing out people onto the streets. And the reason they were called Hoovervilles is they were named after Herbert Hoover, who was the president. And in this time period, it's 1933, so Hoover is not president anymore. He lost in 32 to FDR, but about that is they were still called Hoovervilles throughout the entire Depression because people blamed Hoover for it. Now, Hoover was furious about the Hoovervilles being named after him, but he never actually commented. During the entire Depression, he never made one single comment acknowledging the name Hoovervilles. He never did. He refused to talk about it. In private, he hated it, and he did not want to talk about it at all. And when reporters asked him about the Hoovervilles, he would just dodge the question, would not talk about it at all. So that was basically Hoover's attitude. Now, is Herbert Hoover really to blame for the Great Depression? Is it really his fault? No, the Great Depression is not Herbert Hoover's fault. Like I said in my previous parts, the Great Depression was caused by overspending, people borrowing money and spending money they didn't have, putting it in the stock market, gambling with the money, making companies much more valued than they actually were. When rich people realize these companies are valued more than what they actually are, they panic sold, selling millions of shares. The stocks crashed, companies collapsed, and then banks, people were all trying to withdraw their money from the banks couldn't get their money back from the loans, banks collapsed, and everybody, even people that didn't borrow money, they lost all their money because the banks collapsed, even the people that weren't playing the stock market. So basically a bunch of gambling, borrowing money, reckless spending is what had caused the Depression. It was not Hoover's fault. However, though, despite it not being Hoover's fault, Hoover has a lot to blame because he really did not do much to do anything about the Depression. Hoover's attitude during the entire Depression was he did not support any kind of government interference in the economy. He basically was a very, very big free market guy. He said that it's not the government's role to get involved in the economy, and he kept saying the free market will correct itself, and he kept telling people, next month everything will bounce right back, stock market will recover, the Depression will end. Did not happen. The next month he would say the same thing, next month, and it was like a broken record, just the exact same things over and over again, saying, the economy's going to get better, it's going to get, fixed. It got better really under his term. And the thing about Hoover is, one thing I don't like about, when people are talking about Hoover, is that people say about Herbert Hoover is they say that he was a small government person, and people say he was a libertarian, but he was not a libertarian by any means. I think that it's stupid to call him a libertarian. The reason that he's a very big hypocrite, because even though he said that he supports small government, he was the biggest advocate of prohibition. He supported prohibition, he supported alcohol being made illegal, and what he did was he greatly expanded the government by helping to, he didn't make the Bureau of Prohibition, but he greatly expanded it, and he hired thousands of prohibition agents, and he created all these agencies to oversaw prohibition. So, if somebody says they're small government, but then they're doing something like this, creating all these agencies to enforce something that cannot be enforced with, alcohol. So that's what I'll say about Hoover, is he was a hypocrite. But he lost miserably to Roosevelt in 33, and that was it. And then Roosevelt was pretty much president until until World War II. Roosevelt died, I think it was April 1945, but he was president until near the end of World War II, from 33 until 45, and then Truman took over.
Yes, we are too.
But this is what Hoovervilles looked like. Is they look just like this. Is you know, you got shanty towns, and a lot of times the buildings were actually even smaller than this too. Oh man, they're not gonna stop. Okay.
They don't stop coming, do they? We lost them all.
Thank Christ for that. Let's head home. See what we got.
We got the booze. I mean, I know it didn't go to plan, but we got the booze.
Yeah. So tonight, me and you are gonna drink a bunch of it.
I guess we earned that much.
Looks like a 38. Morello's boys caught up with you?
One really quick comment. 38 is a revolver cartridge, and 38 revolvers are what gangsters used a lot of times. It was very common, and the primary reason that gangsters used 38 revolvers is because it was so cheap. It was basically one of the cheapest weapons at the time.
Yeah, boss. We took care of it.
What about the kid from Kentucky?
He took a slug to the shoulder, but he's a tough blocker. He and his crew dusted out as soon as we bumped off Morello's hatchet men.
Getting shot will give Gates and his pop another reason to ice Morello out of the whiskey business.
Well, let's see if this hooch was worth all the trouble. Excellent. I'll work out the details with Papa Gates. But once we're running this Kentucky Brown, we'll be back in brass buttons. Good work, son. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of all of you. Saludo!
Saludo!
Notice how happy Polly was in that part when the Don said he was proud of him, because Polly always felt kind of sidelined, and he basically wanted to, you know, prove himself in this part, show that he could, you know, run something and, you know, create some income for the family. Okay, yeah, is there an let me see if there's one. Oh yeah, there is. But about that, I'll probably leave this for the next part, because the intermezzo, this is actually going to be very important for the next part. What I was going to say here also about this is that in the original, Gates was actually a fraud in the original. Gates was actually not even from Kentucky. He was actually somebody who was actually stealing from Morello and then selling it back to him. That's who Gates was, and Gates died in that. But in this one, they changed it to where it made Gates actually from Kentucky. Now, why did they change it? My best guess is because the story was kind of poorly written in the original in this part, because it didn't really make sense to have this guy that was just, you know, stealing from Morello and then selling him back his own alcohol. Like a mob boss wouldn't figure that out. He would figure that out 100%. So that's probably why they changed it, because it would have made Morello look really stupid and dumb. And in the game, it makes it seem like Morello is always one step ahead of you. So that's probably the main reason that I can see that they changed that. But I guess we will probably wrap this up here, guys. Thank you guys for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed this part. If you did, do drop a like. And I will see you guys on the next one. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful day, guys.